Scarborough Gatekeeper asks if I'm finding it difficult to separate out true behind-the-scenes photography from AI-generated images. It seems there's a huge uptick of them being used for articles and being shared all over the place. I wonder if it's spreading to prop matching too. Not quite yet. In my experience, I am finding it, the signal to noise ratio within 3D printing is pretty fat right now with AI drawings. When you're looking at, just be careful about reference that looks too good to be true. You want to double check it. I have not yet found that, but that will suck because AI could put details on a prop that aren't there, and then you're replicating stuff that never happened. Oh, there it is. Jordan Freeman's the one that asked, now that you're empty nesters, have you considered moving to another state? Yeah, no, I know. Moving to a lower cost of living would be lovely. And I love this city like no other place in the world. And again, there may be a time when I can no longer afford to live here. That is just fine. But until then, I think I'm going to stick around. DFriendly says, if you could add any items that you've looked at in your videos at the Met to your collection, either the actual object or a replica, doesn't need to be the actual object. I'm totally fine with it being a replica. Yeah, there is a suit of armor from the last night show that is one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen, and it's not even complete. It's just a torso with no arms, no head, and a whole set of lames that cover every bit of the body going down to the legs. Lames are what you call the layers, right? The rows that go up your limbs to help them move smoothly. L-A-M-E-S, lames. It would be that suit of armor and one of the swords. Honestly, that was. I've had two breathtaking sword moments in my life. The first was I've had many breathtaking sword moments in my life, I think. The first was the first time we were at Weta and Peter Lyon let us touch the Boromir sword. And then he bent it in front of us and showed how springy it was. Just amazing. Then for my 50th birthday, Richard gave me one, which was insane, just beautiful. And then being at the Met there, when Arms and Armor Department put out 6 or 8 swords spanning 300 years, and every one of them felt so alive. I love the museum stuff we do, and every museum person I will ever meet and have met wants the same thing, which is to figure out some way in which you could scale the experience that I've been lucky enough to have behind the scenes at the Met. But you can't let people swing around 300-year-old swords. I've got to be your avatar for that kind of behavior. Yeah. Also, the last time we went and we were covering Japanese ceremonial arrowheads, and it is like, Tom Sachs loves pointing out that the iPhone resists your interpretation of how it was made, right? It's this perfect rectangle. And, you look at Arms and Armor from the Middle Ages, and boy, is its manufacturing clear. No two rivets are the same spacing apart, etc. And you can see all sorts of tool marks and polish marks and witness marks of construction, except within the field of Japanese ceremonial arrowheads and tsubas and that kind of stuff. They hundreds of years ago, they were achieving levels of manufacturing complexity and executing at such a inconceivably high level, like microscopically small 2-millimeter triangles of mother of pearl being laid into this perfect weave pattern. Insanity. DanielBally says, I'm seeing AI do in seconds what took years to master. How do you decide what skills are still worth deep practice and which ones to delegate to the tools? Yeah. One of the things, the conference that I was talking about at the beginning of this, the engineering conference, one of the ways in which the conference reset my head this year was I still think that AI is a bubble for aesthetics, but definitely not for coding. Yeah, I was talking to our robotics team at the conference, and they were having an issue with their code base that they couldn't solve. And somebody a few days before this appearance threw the code base into Claude, and it fixed the problem. Totally astounding. It's a brand new world. And the other one that just came up, the mythos, yeah, that's real too. How do you decide which skills are still worth deep practice? Look, for me, that's easy. I don't mind using AI to make 60 labels if I give it one template. That's fine with me. I'm not that interested in using it for aesthetics, and I still haven't. It's just not how I want to approach the world aesthetically. So for me, here, where I make lots of objects that often feel quite old, to me, not using computers is sort of one of the ways I keep things looking correct. My pantograph mill, one of my favorite ways to make things and make them in a way that, you know, they're not quite perfect. They're not quite square. They're not quite, yeah. Those are all little hugs to me. The ways in which you can see the mark of the maker. Nicholas Sawzarak says, how do you balance productive time, either work or fun projects, with zoning out time, scrolling and TV watching? I struggle with feeling like I should be productive when I need downtime. Me too. Me too. Me too. I struggle with feeling like I should be productive. I struggle with that all the time. And I know when I need rest. The older I get, the better I get at knowing when I need rest. This last couple of weeks with all the travel, my wife and I treated sleeping like a bank account. And I was like napping in the middle of days to catch up on my sleep, on my rest. It was, I go really easy on myself about the endless scrolling and the TV watching, because that downtime is really, really important. We're balancing lots of decisions all the time in a professional setting. I've been dealing with a lot of family decisions and stuff. And, you know, there's a phrase called decision fatigue, and I had never experienced it until I was making Savage Builds, which was the show that took the most of my mental energy of any show I have ever made. And there was a couple of days on that shoot where at like 3 o'clock, I was just like, bye everyone, I'm going home. I cannot endure another question. My head will explode. That's decision fatigue. And so I want to give you a new phrase for zoning out, TV watching, endless scrolling. I call all that not doing. That's the way I think about it. Reading, I also add to that, although I still don't read as much as I would like. I am the New Yorker put out a book, I don't know when, of specifically how the New Yorker's editorial approach changed in World War II, specifically in the late 30s, just before 1940. They sort of woke up and realized that war was happening and went from never talking about politics to jumping headfirst into brand new discussion of politics, new ways of journalistic coverage of international events. It's out of that 1940s New Yorker we get John Hershey's Hiroshima. And it's been fascinating to read given the current time. It's a book I've been reading while I've been traveling. It's been very nice. But again, I think of all of those activities as not doing. And not doing is really important. Remember, we proved on Mythbusters in our sleep episode that if you can't get to sleep, lying there with your eyes closed is still 90% as good from a recovery perspective. Yeah. I can't tell you how more relaxed that makes me when I can't fall asleep, but I still know I need energy the next day.
Thank you for watching. I wanted to talk to you about Tested membership. The Tested members are a key community that we find really, really remarkable. That's very separate from Tested and from YouTube. The Tested members, they buy each other memberships during our live streams. So if you're wondering whether to become a member, watch one of our live streams and someone may just give you one. It is hard to overestimate how much the Tested members actually make possible on this channel. They give us a lot of wiggle room. They give us a huge amount of feedback.
That's a member right now.
Thank you so much for enjoying your membership. Description for everything you need to know. And for all the members out there, thank you, thank you, thank you.